Hey guys, I'm back. So, check it out. You know I live in Florida, right? Yeah, let me tell you about Florida. See, I hang out in the swamps. In fact, I live about 600 feet from Florida's Green Swamp. Now, there's a neat little river that winds through right behind my house. It's the Withlacoochee River. Try spelling that. And that brings a lot of mosquitoes. I've actually found that one of the worst places I've ever seen in my entire life for mosquitoes is my yard. I mean, I have been camping in those swamps, and I don't think they're any worse there than they are here. So I figured here was a place to test mosquito spray. Now I want you to understand, I've lived in Virginia, in southeast Virginia, where it's fairly swampy. And I have lived in Georgia, and I have lived, I've been all over the country, all over the world. I've been to islands in the Caribbean. I've never seen mosquitoes like the mosquitoes they have in Florida. I mean, we have alligators, and we have snakes, and we have bears, and we have coyotes, and we have all these big vicious animals, bobcats and all that stuff. And yeah, I guess they could be scary, but when I go out into the woods, I'm not worried about all those things. I'm worried about the mosquitoes. Our mosquitoes are so tough, they'll pick up an alligator and beat you to death with it so they can eat without being bothered. I'm telling you, these guys are vicious. And I've found that some people are a lot more prone to getting bit than others. I, for example, am one of these people who every single time I walk outside, I get a mosquito bite. I can be outside for 3 seconds and I'll have a massive welt on my leg. And I'll go out with other friends, they won't get bitten at all. So there's something about me that mosquitoes love. So who better to test products, right? So I'm going to start with the electronic kind. I don't have one of those to show you today because, well, I don't like them. Now, I have been in the woods with guys who carry those with them, and they are just la-di-da walking through the woods like nothing's going on. And I'm right next to them, and I'm getting destroyed by bugs. So maybe they work for certain people, but for this guy, they do not work. They do not do anything. Those things, I'd be better off using it to scratch the wounds or smack the bugs than I would actually preventing the bug bites. As you see, I'm getting some on my face right now. They're so bad here. So I don't even do the electronic kind. Now, again, please understand that everybody's different, and you may be okay with those, right? It may work for you. Like I said, I've known guys who, it should have been getting torn up and had that with them and weren't getting bothered. Okay, fine. That's not me. It doesn't work for me. So I'm going to skip over those, okay? I wish these things would stop crawling up on my face, though. I have some spray on me right now, which actually leads me to the whole discussion on what is a good mosquito repellent. For me, there's a few things that come into play. Number one, application. How hard is it to put on? Some spray better than others. Some are wipes. Some are creams. I don't like the creams. They don't go far enough at all for me. The second thing that I want to talk to you about in terms of, ways to gauge your mosquito spray is longevity. When you put it on, how many times do you have to reapply it throughout the day? If you have to keep putting it on, you're going to go through a lot more of it. So, that's a factor. Finally, how easy is it for it to rub off? I mean, if you put on mosquito spray and every time you bounce off of something or, get a little wet, because it doesn't rain in Florida much except every day. So if it comes off easily, then that's not a very good spray, is it? So here are some of the things I've tried. I'm going to start out with the one my wife picked up because she gets pain, burning from DEET. It hurts her. She can't use anything with DEET on it. I just took a mosquito bite in the arm and that sucker hurt. So she uses something like this. Now, DEET free, it's by Coleman. You would think it would be pretty good. It doesn't smell like anything. It does go on dry. There's no oil whatsoever when you spray it on. I will give it those two things. There's no stink, no oil. Great. For me, no mosquito protection. They were biting me while I was putting it on. They were biting me within seconds of putting it on. I tried rubbing it, I tried spraying it really heavy. Nothing stopped them. The mosquitoes acted like that was an hors d'oeuvre for what was to come. So for me, for this guy, this is crap. So the next thing I tried were these little wipes. Now, these wipes work. They do work, but one of the problems I have with it is it takes me 2 or 3 of the wipes to cover my entire exposed body. I wear shorts and a short sleeve shirt every time I go out anywhere, unless I'm in deep woods, but it's just too hot to wear clothes in this state. So I wear shorts a lot, so I have to cover my legs, I have to cover my arms, I have to cover my neck and face. So it takes me 2 to 3 of these, and there's only 20 in a pack. There's only 20. So if you're using 3 at a time, you do the math, right? You get 5 applications, maybe, and it's trash. So while it does work, you can use that whole pack in one day when you're camping. So yes, it's compact, it's easy to carry with you, but if you're gonna go camping, you're gonna need that whole pack, one of those packs for every single day you're in the woods. And that's not gonna be so compact, and that's not gonna be so easy to carry. In fact, it's gonna add up to quite a bit of weight. So no, I don't like the wipes. I don't like them at all. If I were just outside for a kid's soccer game or something for an hour or 2, that would be great, actually, because in terms of what it did for protection, yeah, it held off the bugs as well as anything else I've used. It's 30 DEET, and 30 DEET's usually good enough for, outside, unless you're just, unless you're deep in the swamp. But like I said, right here in my yard, they are flying all over me everywhere. I'm going crazy, and that stuff is not so effective. So in the 30 DEET range, woohoo, I'm getting bit in the ear now. This guy right here, off deep woods. I have to tell you, this works. It works better than that. It lasts longer. It seems like it sticks to your skin better. I only have to use 1 or 2 applications in a whole day. I can go a whole day with just 1 spray. And then when I go to bed at night, I can actually wash it off for the most part. But I think it actually kind of sinks into the skin a little bit, because even when I wash it off, it's not as bad. I can take a shower, come outside, and I'm not immediately bothered. So this stuff actually works very well. I can't complain. I think it's good stuff. The only complaint I might have is that the metal cans are kind of bulky and kind of hard to carry around with you when you're going out to the deep woods. But it's worth it, because the application's great. You spray, and it's a consistent spray, and that's a good thing. Consistent spray helps your coverage. So I do like this. We'll put it in the I like it pile. What I'm using today, and you can see how well that's working, is Repel 40% DEET, right? You would think that would be better than what I just threw out there, but it's not. It is. I like the pumps. I prefer the pump, because you can get every last drop of it out of there. And I really think that there is more in here than there is in that, because you have the propellant and all that in there with it. So I think value-wise, this is probably better. I honestly think Off works better than Repel brand. From my experience, I could be wrong, but from my experience, Off does work better than Repel. But this works enough, except that I didn't spray it on my ear. Ouch. And that's the problem with these pumps, is you get pump, 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 and there are spots where you're not getting a lot of material here. And that's, they will get in between where you didn't spray. They like flesh, and this doesn't bother them unless it's where it's real thick and oily. And that goes to the other thing. This stuff is a little oily. It does get oily. But, you can see, I don't know if you can catch the sheen. It's not super shiny. It's not like tremendously oily. In fact, I probably should have used a little bit more. God, that itches. I hate mosquitoes. So, in the general scheme of things, this is definitely on my list of things I would use to go camping, but it's not my favorite. See what I'm saying? So for right now, the Off still has the lead. 30 DEET has a lead over 40 DEET, because the Off actually works a little bit better. My other can just rolled off my table here, so I gotta reach out for it. All right. The last one, Coleman 100 Max. This is 100 DEET. You see there's actually a mosquito flying around the top of it right now. That is crazy. It's empty, because I've used it to death. The negative of this is it sprays funny. It didn't spray evenly. It didn't spray with a cloud. It sprayed with a stream, and it had a very strange, I mean, it was like it sprayed too hard too fast, so you had to spray it on a cloth and use the cloth as a wipe. I didn't like that. But let me tell you something. Oh, and the other negative, it's very oily, incredibly oily. This is like putting, what, 40 weight oil all over you. It's bad. It is greasy, boy. You jump in the car, you'll slip right out the other door. This stuff is slick. But I've never seen anything that works like this. I put this stuff on, I can put it on my arms and legs and a little on my neck, and I won't even see a mosquito for hours and hours. Like, they won't even come within 10 feet of me. This stuff freaks them out, I guess. I don't know. But I don't have to worry about putting it on my face, because just having a little on the back of my neck is enough to keep them off my whole head. Putting a little on my legs keeps them off my toes if I take my shoes off. So this stuff is pretty awesome in terms of effectiveness. I just don't like that it's really oily, and I don't like the way that it sprays. And the worst thing I don't like about it is that it is $9 for this can compared to about $3 or $4 for a regular can, and it didn't last long at all. I may have gotten 20 applications out of it, which I guess if you consider that I only had to apply it once a day, and that it would carry me through the entire night and then into the next morning, that's not that bad. But I wouldn't say that it's it needs to be bigger. I'd like a bigger one, or I'd like a pump version of this. That would be really great. Or maybe even try it with the wipes. I don't know, with something like this, the wipes might work. The mosquitoes are bad out here today, I'm telling you. So, of these options, I still prefer the off spray. I still think that it's going to be more effective and a better value. I can't spend this unless I'm going on a serious trip where I'm going to be outside for countless hours. I mean, a week, 2 weeks. If I'm out like that, yeah, this is what I'm going to bring. But for the weekend camping trip, or for just a day outside, I'm going with the off spray. So that's my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know if you agree with it. I don't know if you know something I don't know. I hope you like my video. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you hit that subscribe button so that, you know, maybe one day I can actually get paid to do this. If I start making money, I'll start doing better videos. Thanks, guys.